Hey, how's it going, man? I couldn't take it no more. I'm going fishing. I don't care if I don't catch anything. At least I'm going to be sitting by some water. Hi, Jody. Hi, Mike. How are you guys? Nice to see you. I'm just now leaving. I'll be at the lake here in about a half hour. I got to stop and get me a 2 liter of Mountain Dew first, and then I'm good to go. I got a candy bar and some combos. I should be good. My last little batch of frozen skipjack from last year that I ordered. I think there's 6 of them. It ain't no good after it thaws out. The only thing good then is the heads. So I'll just use the heads. I think I'm only bringing one pole with me because it ain't that important, to be honest with you. I just want to get out of the house. I've been going nuts. Living with old people tough on a guy like me. I'll be right back. I gotta run in and get me a Mountain Dew. Yeah, Mike, I'm with you, dude. I don't even, like I said, I don't even care if I catch anything. I'm just hoping it's a state park. I'm just hoping the gatehouse ain't open because my pass expired at the end of the year. I think I'm not sure, but we'll find out. I'll be right back. All right, then the necessities have been acquired. Thanks, man. I appreciate it, guys. My lives aren't like exciting like everybody else's. I'm not real good at it, but I didn't see nobody live, so I figured I'd throw it up there for a while. Been a nice ride, anyhow. Time is at 12:49. I could take the back way. It's a little prettier than the highway, but it does take a little bit longer. So I don't know. Hi, Bishop Whiskers. How are you, buddy? I'm driving, so if you pop in or whatever and I don't say hi, I apologize. I'm Mr. Safety. I don't want to have a car wreck. I think I'll take the highway. It's faster. That's all right, dude. I'll just get a turn there. You go right ahead. I don't even know if I stay live when I get out there. I may kick some Hank Jr. on and feel like it's the 80s again, sitting on the bank fishing, doing nothing. It's going to rain here in, I think, 2 hours or so, it said. But I'm going to pull straight in, and then I can sit in here and watch my pole if it starts raining. This first time I've been fishing, and I don't know how long, come think of it. It's probably been a month at least. What is this, February? It's been more than a month. Geez, no wonder I'm grouchy. There, dude, I get over my bad. I honestly don't even know if the catfish will be where I'm going. I don't know if they'll be in shallow or deep water here at this lake, to be honest with you. I've never really catfished wintertime, and I guess it's worth a try anyhow. See if we can find some country music today. Yep. Don't sound like music. What's up, Eric? Yeah, I agree, brother, man. I was sitting there thinking a second ago, I can't remember the last time I got out. And it's February, and I know I didn't go in January. I think the last time I can remember actually putting a line in the water was Thanksgiving. And then it wasn't really, doing anything. If there wasn't no fish to be had, I was just glad to be out there fishing. But I happened to open the freezer and I had a thing of about, I don't know, 6 skipjack in there that I ordered that time that after they thaw out, they ain't worth a darn. The only thing I hold on the hook end's the head. So I'm going to take them and try throwing them out there and see what happens. Eric, I like that idea of getting together 1st of April. I come over your way. As long as we get everything moved and stuff's, mellowed out, it should be all right. Hell, I'm just hoping I get a paycheck in time for CatCon. I think I done 3 appraisals last month, and them checks should be rolling in. I ain't had a check since mid-December. Tight don't even begin to express what it is right now for me. But I got food in the bed, so I'm doing better than 75% of the people in the world. I'm not going to complain. You never know. God may shine on me and just send a big old catfish my way today. Just getting out there, he might say, man, I'm going to hook this guy up. He's good enough to come out here today. Especially if it starts raining. I deserve a catfish then, I'm thinking. Yeah, Eric, I don't know. I'm coming down Friday for sure. I know I couldn't afford a hotel or nothing, so I hadn't planned on staying 2 days, but I'll get with you. If you guys got a room or something, I can always throw a mat out on the floor and crash. I got some really comfortable camping mats that I use in the back of my SUV when I used to go dirt bike racing and stuff. Because I already bought, the VIP pass, so I'm good for the 2 days as far as getting in goes. I like to get a couple of checks in because I'll get me a nice spinning rod for the spinning reel I got. I forgot it may drop out right here directly for a few minutes. I forgot all about that. There's a dead spot up here somewhere. I can't remember where it's at. I think it's after I turn off the 4 lanes and get on the 2 and I go down in this valley. When I come back up the valley, it should come back up. I don't know about StreamYard, whether it'll shut it off and I'll have to do it all over again or not. We'll see. If it does, it won't come back up till I get to the lake here. I've seen a bunch of deer over this way here in one of these fields last time I come through here. About 10 of them. And I'm thinking it was a field over here on the left. Don't tell me that old shack fell down. Oh, there it is. Okay. I think my fishing license is good till March 31st, I think it said. I am going to check it before I throw a line in the water to make sure, because that's a ticket I can't afford to pay. Oh, y'all's coming in Thursday, are you? Okay, I'll get with you, man. I think you got my number. If you don't, I'll give it to you. You can text me and we'll talk about it. Like I said, it all depends on if I get any checks in. Some lenders pay within 30 days and some of them drag their feet. The new law after the real estate crash and everything changed, the law is they're supposed to pay you within 30 days of the effective date of the appraisal. And just like anything else, sometimes you gotta send them an email and remind them they owe you some money. Especially if their loan didn't close. They're real less apt to pay you then, or pay you in a timely manner anyway. They got to pay you because all you got to do is file a complaint with the commission people for mortgage people. There's like a licensing commission thing or whatever here in the state. And if they don't pay you, all you got to do is file one, and your check will be there pretty quick. But I wouldn't want to do that to nobody, and give them a bad mark on the record. But then again, brother got to eat. Mountain Dew ain't free these days. You just ask Stan, he knows. They make you pay for the nectar of the gods. Oh, you are? Huh. Okay, now you have my attention entirely. That's interesting. You gonna fish Thursday, what, afternoon till sometime in the night and then drive over to CatCon, or you staying over there by J Dogs? I guess it depends for me too. Also, we're moving next month to a pretty cool place out in the country. Kind of, it's a dead end street with 4 or 5 houses on it, but it's in the country. My backyard, there's a pond, and they just built behind it. But I guess it depends on getting everything moved, and we're going to try to get a home health aide to come in during the days for Pop. And if we get that squared away, then I'm going to have a lot more free time next year. Thank goodness. There's a really cool street sign laying on the ground right there that a guy would really maybe like to pick up in the dark to hang up on the side of his garage. I'm just saying. I have to make a note of that. I suppose a guy could get arrested for stealing signs laying on the ground. I'm not real sure, but it says Detour State Highway 38 or something. And that looked real good on the back of my garage at the new place. I got, I don't know, 4 or 5 signs, a couple county road signs, no parking by order of the city. And I messed up. I had this cool sign, and I didn't think about it at the time, but it was real thick, and I needed a piece of metal to cover a hole I had to cut in a Suzu Rodeo I had, and I cut a part out of this sign, but the sign said slow humps. And then after I cut it, my son pointed it out. He was like, "Man, dude, that was a cool sign. Get it? Slow humps." And I was like, "Oh man, I should have never cut that." But I didn't think about it at the time. Hey Chris, how you doing, buddy? I'm just running over here to Summit Lake. I get out of the house, man. So I'm gonna go over here, and I got a little skipjack. I'm gonna throw it in and see if by chance something hits or not. We don't know, but it sure beats being in the house. And I'm gonna lose you guys here. I'm going down this hill, and it'll probably go off for about 2 minutes or so. I don't know if it just automatically comes back or not. If it don't, I'll see you when I get to the lake. So far, so good, I guess. Maybe they built a new tower out here. Nope, I do my picks on Saturday after practice or qualifying. Because I don't have a life, I'm always home on Saturday anyway in the wintertime. Uh, about 16 miles, Chris. I think it is thereabouts. It ain't far at all. In fact, a friend of mine from high school, parents, they had to buy out some of their land when they flooded this to make the lake years ago. I guess back in the 80s thereabouts, if I remember correctly. We used to hang out here and ride dirt bikes and stuff. Yeah, that's scary. Guy walking down the road in the middle of the country. I think we'll go ahead and cruise by him. I ain't got time to get robbed today. That's just not a good idea. Nah, he's just a farmer checking out his stuff. He's all right. That guy got a motocross track right here past that big white barn right there, sitting in behind it. Noticed that. Looks like he's been working on it. The jumps look pretty good. Yeah, that's a dandy. And I said, I'm going to jump anything there. Them days ended for me about 1985. I know a friend of mine said he had a buddy come over here a week or so ago and caught a bunch of slab bluegills, he said. But I ain't bluegill fishing today. I suppose I could have. I don't even know if there's a bait house open to get any night or drift worms or anything. Ranger station's open over there. I'm not stopping to see if I need to pay them or nothing. I know the gatehouse ain't open. No gate fee at this time. I love you, it's the state of Indiana. Dude, man, these potholes in Indiana is the worst of any state I've ever been in my life. And it cracks me up. They blame it on the wintertime, right? Well, I lived in Wisconsin, and their wintertime, to the best of my knowledge, is a lot worse than the wintertime in Indiana. And their roads ain't all trash like that. It's the grade of asphalt they buy. Boy, this lake's down about 8 feet. Huh. That they had a corruption grand jury. Oh, it's been 20 years ago or more. And a buddy of mine was on the grand jury, and it was about the paving and asphalt there in Muncie, and the same people won the contracts every time and crap like that. And one of the things they talked about that I didn't know was the different grades of asphalt. And the higher the grade, naturally, the more it costs, but the longer it lasts. And come to find out, they was charging the city for the higher grade asphalt. Hey, Martin, how are you, buddy? They was charging the city for the higher grade asphalt and actually putting the lower grade asphalt down. Well, they kind of figured it out after about 30 years of the roads always falling apart, and had that grand jury hearing. Now, there's a boat ramp right over there on the other side in the campgrounds. There's actually people over there camping. But somebody told me right here by this handicap spot was a place to catfish. So I think that's what we'll do. I'm not going to back in. I'm just going to pull in and see if we're going to be able to see the rod. I may put my rod holder way up here. Who knows? Let's see what it looks like. It'd be close. Hey, Mr. Lewis, how you doing, buddy? Okay, let's see what we got here. I'm going to take a little walk down here and look around. That campground's boat rent may be the ticket. I don't know yet. Let's go see. And we're definitely going to have a jacket out here. It's a little cooler than it was at home. I think I'll cruise over there Straight past this sign, there's some steps. It's over in the campgrounds. I think I'll go over and check that out. I ain't never catfished here in the wintertime anyway, so I have no idea if they're deep, shallow, or what. We'll just go over here and throw a line in and see what happens. But that way there, looks like I could back up right by them steps. We'll see if I can, then that's the ticket. Just gotta figure out how to get over. K&A Stone Outdoors, how are you, buddy? We'll go out here and see if we catch something. I may have some tack bait back there in my bucket from the end of summer. I don't know if it'd be any good or not. Might be able to add some water to it or something. Well, I ain't got no corn put on the hook, so I don't suppose that matters any. We'll see what happens. Cody, Cody, Cody. Oh, you people, I'm lucky man today to have so many friends stop in to see me. Thank you, guys. Makes you guys feel real good, to be honest with you. Well, let's see, I got nowhere to be and the rest of my life to get there, so I don't reckon there's no need to hurry. Hell, we may luck into seeing a deer across the road here. I usually do when I come around this way. Nice bumpy road also. I put new shocks and struts on the front of this last spring. Had ball joints and the whole front end redone. So this got a couple 100,000 miles on 100 or 200,000, 201,000 it looks like now. It's just now getting broke in. Let's see if we can. I ain't real sure how to get. I know where the campgrounds is over here, but that one place where them steps are, I don't remember ever seeing it. We'll drive around there and see what we can find. Kind of interesting. There's people camping there, I suppose. If you're retired and they still got the electric on, heck, you could camp there for free, I'll bet, right now. And I'll bet they probably let you stay a couple weeks before they make you move. Something tells me where that do not enter sign is where them steps are. I wonder why they got a do not enter sign there. In fact, I know that's where them steps are. Maybe there's another way to get in there. We'll see. Nah, we ain't lost. Just keep driving until we see where we're at. And they even got porta johns over there. Heck yeah. Something happens, I got a place to go use the bathroom. See, there's them steps all the way over there. I can see them from here. Now, how in the heck do you get over there is what I want to know. Where that do not enter sign was, I may have to enter where it says do not enter. I don't know yet. This is where the boat ramp's at right here. I drove through here a while back. How in the heck you get over to that campground? That just ain't right. I don't want to fish right there at the boat ramp. Huh. I wonder why they won't let you go over there. We're going to find out. Boy, I hate to get a ticket today. Chris, quit farting on Danny, please. I wonder why they won't let you get in that other campground. There's a guy walking over there. I ought to ask him. I swear I'm going to drive over. Boy, I hate to get a ticket today, though. I wonder why they got that shut down. Hmm. Decisions. There's a walking path right through there, but I am definitely not walking back there. That sucks. Big time. I wonder if they'd just yell at the guy if he was to drive back there as opposed to writing him a ticket. Nah, probably shouldn't. I don't see any tire tracks through there. Dag now, but that sucks. That's a perfect spot. Oh well, we'll go back over to the other side. I reckon. Or we could go back over here to boat ramp. Decisions. Yeah, we could do that, Danny. Actually, I just don't understand why they freaking got that closed off. I could run up to the ranger station and ask him, hey, can I pull around there and go fishing? But tough call, man. Ain't no wind over here. I'm gonna go over here and fish off this boat ramp back over here in the campgrounds because ain't no wind over there. All right, Cody, get out during the car. You gotta use the bathroom. I'll pick you up on the way back through, brother. No worries. We're going down here and fish off this boat ramp. See what they say. Since they won't let me in the good campgrounds. Road ends in the water. I'd sure love to have that sign. Hey, Curbside Classics, how are you, buddy? Good to see you, man. I'm driving around lost. Don't let nobody kid you. I ain't got a clue what I'm doing, but that's typical for a guy like me. That is a typical situation. But I've already made a command decision and I'm sticking to it. Park brake engaged. Need to hear that. Mm. Oop. Mr. Bumblebee, where in the heck did you come from? Goodness gracious. Might get back in the truck or something. I don't know where a bumblebee would come from. Well, I do got my ultralight, come think of it. I could cast out there and catch some bluegill, I reckon. Huh. We may do that. We may have to do that. We're going to use the Whisker Seekers medium rod today. With some braid line and, I don't know, 20-pound leader mono or something like that, I reckon. 3 ought to be enough. Decisions. I think we'll go this way with it. Let that set up off the bottom a little bit. I think that might be the ticket today. We'll see. That might be it. Oh, write it in. Where my custom board is. There it is. Yeah, it's a nice day to be out anyhow, I reckon. Yeah, shoot. Let's see if we can get one of these out of here or not. It's still pretty frozen, but we get one up. There you go. There we go. And looks like it's ready. Yeah, now, let's see what happens. We'll hear nothing about my casting ability. We'll hear nothing about my techniques. It's all original. Or, as I like to say, I ain't got a clue what I'm doing. I don't know how to make it get closer, you can't zoom in. You know what I mean? Try the different. Oops, that's not it. Kind of hard to see. Oh no, John, I'm using braid. It ain't gonna stretch. I think it's 60-pound braid. It'll be good. There's a creek channel runs through the middle of this. So I was trying to get as close to it as I could, because I haven't casted that pole much. It's the first time I casted it with the braid on there. Ain't that right, Danny? Some people would call that smart where I come from. I got my line out there 100 yards one way or the other. I was watching oh, Catching Giants or whatever, that guy, catches big fish all over the world or whatever, and they were down in Texas, I think, catching giant gar. I'm talking 7, 8 foot long alligator gar, and they had a guy in a little rubber rowboat that would row way out there and drop the bait down because it was further than you could cast. And I always thought about if you had, all right, Cody, man, good seeing you, buddy. I always thought if you had one of them remote control boats and you could rig a way to make it release the line. Okay, so you could sit here, run it out there where you wanted it, hit a button, it'd drop the line, and then bring the boat back to you. If it's like here, I can't cast all the way across there. So say I couldn't fish from the other side over there or something. Well, then I could run it out there. Heck, there's a fly even. Where you bugs come from? Yeah, Sheila, I think I got rain coming here too. That's why I'm fishing like I am. I'm sitting in my truck. And I put a bell on the pole. That way, if it starts raining, I've been home all winter, and I don't know if you know, I take care of my parents. My pop's 84. He's got bone cancer. And sometimes, man, you just got to get away. So if it starts raining, I'm just going to close the doors and sit here and watch the end of that pole. It ain't really, to be honest with you, it ain't if I catch anything or not. Oh, really, Danny? I should have known they did. That's pretty cool. We're like right here, for instance, if I just had the fish locator and it would Bluetooth back to my phone, I could run the boat out there with the like Lowrance fish transponder thing or whatever, you know what I mean, and look at it on my phone and see what's out there. That'd be cool. I never thought of that. I'm sure they do now that you mention it. I'm half tempted to go over here on the pier and put a little Mr. Twister on my ultralight, go over there on the south side of that dock and fish over towards this tree and see if there's any crappie or bluegill over there. Yeah, John, for sure, man. It's tough. My brother passed away, and it was just me and him. We passed away about 17 years ago, so it's just me. I don't have anybody else to help me. And I'm not gonna lie, man. There's times it gets tough, and Mom can always tell when I start to get a little moody. She's like, maybe y'all go fishing or something. And during the winter time, that's hard here. But I was doing something and I watched the news and they said it was going to rain at 3. And I was like, you know what? It's 56 degrees out, February 16th. You need to get out of this house. And then I remembered I had some skipjack in the freezer. And I was like, yep, I go out here and go fishing. I doubt I'll catch anything right here. There's some other places, but I'd have to park and walk back to them on this lake. And I ain't into that. So we'll sit here and act like I'm doing something. If anybody wants to come up, I can figure out how to throw that thing up. Just say so. I never thought about it. Let's see. Go like that. Go like that. Copy that. Close that. Let's see. Hit that. Hit that. Hit that. Hit hit that. There it is. Is that how it works? By golly, it did, didn't it? Okay, there we go. So if anybody wants to come up, there's that thing. Yeah, smart man would have brought more than one pole, but the other ones, I got new line and stuff on them, and they're, put up in my room there. I didn't feel like getting them out till real fishing time comes. But you never know, man. God may smile on me today. Especially if I read my daily Bible quote that I'm supposed to be reading. I'm a day behind on. I don't know how to do that stuff there. So if somebody comes up, tell me how to do it. I reckon it'll pop up and say somebody's there or something on it. See you, Mr. Texan Adventure. Thank you. Thank you for the blessed day. I'm actually reading my Stay Strong 365 Devotionals for Men book right now. I'm behind. I'm February 14th, so I got 2 days to read. There we go. I think it's still charging, ain't it? Oh, there it wasn't. Good thing I noticed that. I wasn't a charging. Y'all see that fly walking down the windshield right there? Where on earth the fly come from in February? Maybe there's a dead body somewhere. I don't know. Close. And then flies coming out of the dead body because it ain't warm no more. Yeah, read too many Stephen King books in my day. Hey, Buck, I'd like to, man, but I can't. It won't zoom in, and I'm sitting in the truck. There's just no way to get it any closer. I don't have any idea how them other guys do that stuff. You know what I mean? Uh, because otherwise I'd have to put this phone out there somewhere and I wouldn't even be able to see it. I mean, there's no Zoom on StreamYard. I suppose if I was on YouTube or something, I'd be able to. Oh, cool. Turned 81. My mom turned 82 the 12th. I can't put it in closer. Can't you see the lake right in front of me, brother? I'm at the end of the boat ramp right now. Yeah, Sheila, I think it's going to drop here too, they was saying. I wasn't real sure how warm it was. I'm sitting here in a t-shirt right now, and I'm sure before long I'll probably have to throw my sweatshirt on here directly. But I'm down the hill, so I'm out of the wind. If I was on the other side over there where I was going to be at, it'd be pretty chilly right now, I'm reckoning. Hey, John, I'm with you, man. I average about, let's see, with dad's cancer and mom's eyes and stuff, I average 3 to 4 doctor's appointments a week, man. It's hard for me to even squeeze appraisals in. But it's what we do. It's family. I wouldn't have it any other way, to be honest with you. I'm blessed to be able to do it. Some days it's not as easy as others to be blessed like that, but I understand it anyhow, you know what I mean? Because God forbid some stranger would have to be taking care of my parents right now. I ain't real sure how I'd handle that. Yeah, someone was telling me, Sheila, that we were supposed to get snow over here. I know I looked at the forecast. Tomorrow it's going to drop down like, I don't know, 23 degrees for the low and 30 something for the high. That's kind of tough on a guy's sanity, to be honest with you. All that change back and forth like that. I could go over there and catch some bluegill, I reckon. I don't know. That'd be a lot of work. Where you live at, Sheila? What state? This lake right here is actually a really good bluegill lake. Well, it used to be. I'm not sure now. I haven't, fished it in years and years. Yeah, yeah. Sheila, cancer's evil, man. Pop, it's about 8 years ago. I got a call. He had colon cancer, and I lived in southern Indiana, across the river. Oh, cool. We used to have a boat on the river, uh, just west of Madison when I was a kid. I loved the Ohio River. I live up in Muncie, Indiana right now. I lived in Noblesville for years. But Pop, I get the phone call about 8 years ago. Pop was diagnosed with colon cancer. And I lived in Noblesville and my son was raised, had his own family. And the first thing I thought of was, when's the last time you done something with your dad? When I got that call and I couldn't remember. And man, I felt horrible. And I promised myself I wouldn't have to ask that question again ever. So after he had colon surgery and then he had to start going through chemo, and I think he's what, 84, so he's in his late 70s. And it was hard on mom. He wasn't the same after the chemo, and she asked me, in a roundabout way. She just kind of hinted that it was hard on her, and I was like, well, heck, I'll come over and stay with y'all. And I've been there ever since. And I have no idea how long my mom will live because my grandma just passed away in November and she was 103 years old. Sheila, I feel for you. I wouldn't wish nobody have to go to Muncie. I hate it here or there. We're getting ready to move a little north of town up towards Eaton out in the country. But God, Muncie's a depressed town, man, after the factories left. They left in the 80s, I reckon. 80s through into the 90s. Warner Gear was the last one. Last, because they had a Chevrolet factory in town, and then Warner Gear out on the west side, and then Anderson had Delco Remy, which was huge factory. I forget how many thousands of people it employed, but after the government sold them out on NAFTA, it was pretty much done with. And if it wasn't for Ball State University at Muncie, there wouldn't be a Muncie right now. I don't think they wouldn't have no tax base or anything. I think I'll close that back hatch and keep the breeze going through there. Yeah, that's a lot better. Hey, Kevin, how are you, buddy? I'm sitting here at Summit Lake, Indiana, between Muncie and Newcastle, fishing. Not catching, but fishing, and I'm okay with that. Because I always think I could remember the last time I got out. And the best I can tell, it was Thanksgiving weekend. I was due to meet J Dog a couple weekends ago, but Pop has his good days and his bad, and I just couldn't make it. It'd sure be neat to see that pole go ding, 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 ding. Bruce Mitchell of Swamp People. Is that a YouTube guy or something? Lives in Muncie? If it is, I'll have to look him up. I'm not familiar with it. But I'm pretty new to the whole YouTube stuff anyhow, so my family's from over Harlan, Kentucky, Whitesburg, Kentucky, and Baptist newspaper in Whitesburg called the Mountain Eagle, and has a section in it called Speak Your Piece. And you can call in and say whatever you want or write in, and they'll post it in there. And it gets some of the most hilarious things. That's the only reason we still subscribe to it after Grandma was gone, was Speak Your Piece. It's hilarious. It'd have stuff like, to that blonde-haired hussy that lives up in Bogle Holler, I'll tell you what, if you don't leave my man alone, I'm going to pull your hair out by the roots. And stuff like that. It's hilarious. I brought this week's with me because I hadn't read it yet, so I'll see if there's any good ones in there, and I'll let you know. Whitesburg was right in the middle of all that flooding this year. It got, I mean, it was like the heart of it all. It got hurt real bad. Is that Gilman's Furniture or something? Oh, the Gilman's hardware store. That's like 4 blocks from me. No kidding. Oh man, you need to email me. Let me know when that is. I'll come down there and say, hey, it's literally where that's at right now. There was a Holiday Inn when I was a kid that we used to go sneak in to go swimming at. How cool is that? Okay. My email's in my channel thing on YouTube in the about. Send me an email, okay, so we can get together. I'll come down and say, hey, it's literally walking distance from my house. Yeah, Buck, isn't that crazy? I'll tell you what, I got so mad at Sears. There was one by my house, and I had a floor jack, and I probably had it 25 years, and it finally just wore out. And I was like, well, I'll buy a new one. So I go to the Sears by my house. They had their own little Sears store. It wasn't like in, a mall or anything. I buy this floor jack, and the third time I use it, it starts seeping from the pump. And so I load up the truck and I take it back over, and this guy's like, "Oh, we'll send it in and have it fixed." And I almost went to jail. I was like, "You gotta be kidding me!" I said, "No, what you're gonna do is take this one. You're gonna give me one laying over there on the floor in the box, and I'm gonna take it home." And had the manager not come out, I'd have probably went to jail because that guy said he couldn't do that. And I told him he was full of crap, and I was going to do that. And the manager finally come out and calmed me down and told the guy to go somewhere else. Let me take a new one in the box because it wasn't a month and a half, 2 months old. So I ain't got a lot of faith in Sears no more or Craftsman. Hey, Ernie, how are you, buddy? No kidding, Sheila. Yeah, my grandma's from Harlan, and my family on my grandpa's side, they own some land. Oh, a little about 11 miles west of Whitesburg, out in the middle of nowhere. And it's all the family land. We got our own, little graveyard and stuff. And my great grandpa, who homesteaded it or whatever, put it in his will. It can't never be sold. It has to stay in the family. That's funny. Oh, there we go. Hide. I don't know how I done that, but yeah, Buck, that's crazy. And this world is. I'm so fed up with this world. Just stuff like that. I forget what it was. Somebody wanted ID for something. I don't know what it was, but I get so frustrated. I don't even hardly go places anymore. Yep, John, you're right, man. And I know around here when the factories went out, a lot of the guys got the vices, bench vices from the factories. And I mean, these things are like $700-800 vices, big ones. And if you go to estate sales, a lot of times you'll come across them. They got a brand name. I just can't remember what it is. Uh-oh. Couple raindrops on the windshield. That means the fish gonna start hitting. Yep, here it comes. I can hear it starting to hit the leaves. The lady in the camper back there, the campgrounds, come out and looked at me like I was nuts, wondering who I was talking to. DRB, how are you, man? Yeah, Wilton Vice, that's it. Yeah, and they had some of the big ones. And man, they're smooth as butter. I was over in Anderson, Indiana one day going to appraise a house, and I'm driving down this county road, and there's a little stretch had about 8 or 10 houses on it. As I'm going down the road, this lady's wheeling a Craftsman air compressor, about, I don't know, 4.5, 5 feet tall. Pulp's on. Oh, cool, brother. I listen to it tomorrow. The fantasy program, yeah. But I'm driving down the road. She's wheeling that out towards the end of her driveway. So I go up there and I turn around and I come back and I ask her, I said, "Hey, are you wanting to sell that air compressor?" And it's brand new. And she said, "No, you know what? My husband died and it's just taking up space in the garage. You can have it if you want it." And I offered her $50 and she wouldn't take my money or nothing. And I threw it in the back of my Blazer and off I went. And I still got it today. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, I'd like to have one. I got a good advice a buddy of mine gave me that was his dad's, but it's not a Wilton. It's still pretty decent when it's good sized. I got it bolted on my workbench when I used to work on my dirt bikes out in the garage and stuff. I don't do a lot of it anymore right now. But then when I lived in Noblesville, it's kind of an affluent area in Indiana. And I'm going down the road and there's this Craftsman push mower, self propelled push mower sitting there with a sign says free on it. And a guy's opening a box getting this new lawnmower out of a box. So I stopped and asked him, and I noticed when I'm walking up, the front wheels, the rubber was gone off of them. It had broke off or whatever, but the lawnmower looked brand new. So I stopped and asked him, I said, "Does that thing run?" He said, "Yeah, the wheels broke." He said, "So I just went and bought a new one." I'm telling you, what was it? $14 later, I got new wheels on a lawnmower that I still have. And it literally was brand new. I just call that karma and living right myself. I better roll this window up just a little bit. There we go. Oh, yeah, Sheila, those are good. In fact, the house where I'm moving to, my buddy owns it. And he had went through a divorce a couple years ago and they had to sell the house and him and his wife, ex-wife, split the money. So he had to put the money back into something and he bought this modular. It's pretty nice. 2-car garage, 2 acres and a pond in the back. And they redone it. Well, hell, he gets married last year and the lady lives in Newcastle. And mom and dad's house falling apart because dad never done nothing to it. And he got a hold of me knowing, how bad a shape Pop's in and stuff, and asked me, if we wanted to move out there and live because it's nice to give, Pop a nice place to live the rest of his life out. So we're going to be moving out there next month. Boy, I reckon you're going to have to look through a rainy windshield, ain't we? Hmm. I don't know the answer to that. Oh, crap. I forgot I got that skipjack laying out back there. I'll be right back. I don't suppose them fish care that it's raining out there, do they? Hmm. If by some miraculous chance a fish gets on that pole, I'll turn the wipers on while I go down there and attempt to catch it. They love to get wet. I like it. Here, pitchy, pitchy, pitchy. Come on, hit my pole for me. Make my day. You know, best thing I ever done. I bought this car. I put them louver things that go around your window edges. You know what I mean? Like a little hood like thing. And I had never done it before, but I'm telling you, man, it's the best thing I ever done because you can crack your window right at about 3 inches and rain don't come in. Let's see what time it is right now. 2 o'clock. See, they missed it by an hour. They said the rain would be there at 3. I ain't never gonna listen to them no more. It's raining good now. I'm reading my daily Bible scripture thing I'm supposed to read. Is why I ain't saying nothing, guys. I'm sorry. I know it's not exciting, but at least you can look at the rain, I reckon. That's all I'm looking at. I just wonder how long it's going to rain. I'm telling you, DRB, that's what I'm saying. I'm not real sure. I've never fished right here in this area. I've fished on the other side, not of this cove, but on the other side of the lake over there. But I'd have had to walk, set everything up, and now the rain's here. I'm glad I didn't. And be honest with you, this is a spot of convenience. And if I happen to get lucky and catch a fish, good for me. If not, I'm not sitting at home behind my computer. You know, Buck, I'm gonna get some of them, to be honest with you. Now that I've seen how they worked, I watched that guy's video. When I'm bank fishing at night, I don't have, the whole light set up like everybody else does, so I can't see my poles that well half the time. And I got the bell thing on them. But if I got three poles out, I'll be honest with you, with my bad knee and stuff, I can't get to it quick enough if one, the furthest pole away gets a hit. And so I think I'm going to get a couple of them for fishing at night on the bank. Because I wasn't real sure, the whole concept of it until I watched that video. I was like, okay, that'll work. That's not a bad idea. Where like right now, I got a bell on it and I got my window cracked. I'll be able to hear if it starts jingling, and I'm sitting here. It's a lot closer to me than it looks in the camera. It's only about 18 feet from me or so. I could have went to the other reservoir and went carp fishing, but I'd had to make up a little bit of pack bait, and I really didn't feel like doing that. I think I got stuff in the house to make it up, even if I had to use brown sugar, cinnamon, oats to make it with. And my PB, hey Lee, how you doing, buddy? Eric, my PB channel cat's 10.8 pounds. Actually, it's my PB in the first catfish I caught when I started catfishing after I joined the catfish community last year. I think I got a short that shows it. And other than that, that's it. I ain't caught a blue or a flatty or nothing. But, my travel ability was pretty restricted this year. and hopefully it'll be better next year and I'll be able to go more places. I think my biggest carp I caught last year, because that was about the only thing I got to fish for. I think the biggest one of them was 11 pounds. I can't remember exactly. This year I'm going to get a book and keep track of each of them. You know what I mean? But I can remember the 10.8, which it was actually probably more in the 11.2 because it didn't, it kept bouncing and didn't lock in. And it's the first time I'd ever used one of them scales or anything, so I just went with what I had. There's a little loon out there swimming. I thought they were usually in pairs. There may be another one out there somewhere going to pop up here directly. Yep, I'm hoping we do that, Eric Betty, for sure. At least I'd like to catch a blue. I mean, there just ain't none here, so about mid last spring, I was thinking, I was like, dude, if you want to catch any fish this year, because you can't really drive nowhere far away, you're going to have to do something else, So I ended up carp fishing, because I'd done it when I was a kid, but it was basically, making dough balls out of bread and garlic and throwing a hook out in the water. And this is a pretty good carp lake right here, actually, that I'm at. And between here and the Muncie Reservoir, at least I got to catch fish. I caught a bunch of carp last year. I'd say for the whole year, I probably caught 35 or so, I'd guess. Oh, man, I got this pain between my shoulder blades. It's been here for 4 days and it's killing me. Oh, I'm sorry. I just seen somebody. There you go, buddy. Hold on, see if I'm doing this right. There we go. Is that right? There we go. Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah, I just can't do the typing and driving stuff.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. No worries. I was glad you come up. It's getting
Last
dark.
year at Hoover, our biggest blue was 26 pounds. Biggest flathead we caught up there was 38. That was Curtis.
Dude, that's a big flathead.
That was from the bank.
Oh, really?
Yep, the biggest channel we caught up there was 28. That's the one we caught on the pier, but pier's closed now.
Did you say 28?
Yeah.
Dude, that's a big channel.
And they've been catching 50s up there now, so.
No kidding.
Blues. And when ODNR was doing their testing to see how the blues were growing back in May, it was May 17th last year, they shocked a 79-pound flathead up there.
Really?
You're up there, pictures of it on the Hoover Reservoir page.
Dang. We'll definitely. Where's that? A Hoover Reservoir?
Yep, where me and Curtis fish.
Yeah, I'm going to look that up on the map tonight when I get home.
Yep, it's in Westerville, Ohio.
Where's that in relations to, say, Columbus?
It's just north of Columbus.
Oh, okay. So that ain't too far for me at all.
Yeah, because that's Columbus's water. That's where they get their water from.
Okay, that'll work. Yeah, that ain't far from me at all, actually.
Yeah, that's where me and Curtis go. It's probably about 45 minutes to an hour drive for us now.
Oh, really? And I'm good with going there bank fishing even.
Yeah, there's enough. If we can have you, my dad out there with us, we can have you out there with us. You know what I mean?
Now, who on earth is calling me? Julia Hammerman. Missouri. I wonder if that's for an appraisal. Yeah, we'll let her leave a message, and I may have to end this. That could be some work coming in. Lord knows I need it. It's slow right now. But the Fed raised interest rates, which I just can't figure. I mean, if real estate's moving, it's like the pebble in the pond effect that, the average person who buys a home goes to Lowe's, Home Depot, or somewhere and buys something. You know what I mean? So if the real estate's moving, it's going to help the other businesses and employment and stuff like that. So to raise the rates, I understand that, economists are smarter than me and it slows down the economy or whatever, but it just don't make no sense to me. Boy, it's raining good now.
It's not supposed to come back here until around 4.
Well, evidently she didn't leave a message, or else she's leaving a long one.
Hey, Brian. Buck.
Yep. State record carp was caught in a river near me. Nice. Hey, Brian B., how are you, buddy? I'm sitting here fishing, sitting in my car or my SUV in the rain. Not really catching. I'm fishing. And it was real nice up until about an hour. Or it was real nice for about an hour, and now it's kind of some liquid sunshine. We'll wait it out. It should pass through here in an hour or so. I reckon. I ain't got nowhere else to be. Think of it, I should put my one little square light on charge in case I decide to hang out till late, or later, I should say. Yeah, we'll let that charge. Because if it was to quit raining, I could always set the light on that pole and I'm not gonna reel it in and check that because I put a skipjack head on there, and it's not like that's gonna fall off or anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I got the rig where I got 3 ounces of lead on the end of the line, and up about a foot and a half, I got the skipjack hanging off about a 6-inch leader there. I forget what you call it. That's either a Kentucky rig or something like that. Because I couldn't decide whether to put the bait on the bottom and the weight up and let it lay on the bottom or what. And it don't take nothing to switch it. So the next time when I bring it in and put new bait on, I'll switch it the other way around. It's awful dark for 2 o'clock in the afternoon here right now. Are you working, are you? Oh, he must be out getting gas or something. Clear all that. There we go. I sure wish they'd let you zoom in some on StreamYard, because I don't know how them guys get such good pictures where you can see their rods, because that rod literally is only about 15 feet from me at the most. I don't get that, but I'm just on my phone,
I'll be right back, Bug Man. I gotta go in here.
No worries. Because I see other people's feeds where they'll have 3 poles, maybe 15 feet away, and you can see their poles pretty well. And I don't know what the deal is, what I'm doing wrong or whatever, I guess. I don't know. I can see it though. You'll see me out here in the rain if it starts moving, believe me. And having, I ain't never really fished in the wintertime. I don't know if here, especially if they're down deep or, if they're up shallow. I'm out, there's a creek channel runs through the middle of here, and I'm casted out pretty close to it. And this lake's down where my pole's at is where the water line usually is. So it's down a good 8 feet, I'd say. I don't understand. I don't know why. Maybe they let it out in the wintertime, but it's not, a reservoir that feeds water anywhere or anything like that. It's just a lake. It's got real nice clear water. It's spring fed, and the water here is really nice. Okay, let's jump back in here to the 16th. Well, I'll tell you what, any of you see on the Hey Jimmy, how are you, buddy? Anybody see on the news? I seen a news report that train wreck over in Ohio. This lady, chickens. I think she said she was about 10 miles from there or so, and she got chickens in these little individual coops, hens, laying hens. And came out there yesterday morning, every one of them dead. That freaked me out. I seen him walking by. I looked in my mirror. I thought somebody was walking after my truck. But yeah, so that's I think that chemical spilling stuff from that train's a whole lot worse than they're letting on. Or you can't trust the government anyway. But I tell you, if I was anywhere near there, I'd be going to see some family in another state or something for a month or so. I seen like a report online, not a video report, but it had rained in this town east of there, and there was like a white film on people's cars, some kind of chemical film on their cars. So I think that train wreck's a whole lot worse than they're letting on. I know it was a huge cloud that it let off. I think they said you could see it from space.
I know they had that town hall meeting and the train company didn't even show up.
Oh, you're kidding me. They didn't?
Nope, they didn't show up. It was on the news last night. I'm from Ohio.
Yeah. I know I was telling them while you was gone, I seen a report lady had some hens all in each individual little chicken coop things, and came out yesterday morning, they's all dead.
Yeah. Killed a bunch of fish. I know that.
Yep.
This one girl was had a video posted. I don't know where it was. They were showing it on the news. She was out there poking a stick into the ground at this little creek, and you could see all the oil and stuff flowing around. I'm like, wow.
Huh. I know I seen one where they arrested some reporter guy was trying to report on something about it, and they'd had him slammed on the ground and arrested him. I don't know if he had got pictures of something he shouldn't have or what, but they're definitely keeping that kind of on the DL. I mean, like I said, it's a lot worse than they're letting on. I guarantee it.
Well, they didn't let the state of Ohio know they were hauling hazardous material on that train either.
Oh yeah, I know. I've seen that, and they're supposed to.
Yep. They paid a lot of money to that town.
Yeah, bad part is they'll get away with it. Big corporations and train companies like that, they don't ever get in trouble, man. Me and you spill 20 gallons of fuel or something, and they're going to come in and fine us.
Well, money talks.
I know when I was a kid, with my whole town was factories, and the White River in my town in the early 70s was literally I wouldn't even have walked in that water. And the EPA finally in the mid 70s started cracking down on them and fined them a bunch, and they had to come in and clean a lot of the river up and restock the fish and everything. And then a factory in Anderson, Indiana, about 25 years ago, there was a fish kill, White River, west of Anderson, and they tracked it back to this factory, was dumping something in the river, and I forget how many thousands and thousands of fish. The stretch of that river was a great smallmouth river, and they ended up finding a bunch of money, and they had to clean it all up and then restock the river. And I'd say for probably 15 years, they had signs, at the boat ramps and stuff like that, please catch and release smallmouth because of the spill and all the kill off and stuff. So it would come back to the river that it used to be. And it's pretty close now. It's a pretty decent river again.
Now you're talking about Anderson right up near Fort Wayne, right?
Yeah, it's south of Fort Wayne, Anderson, Indiana. It's between Fort Wayne and Indianapolis. It's by my town. It's
Yeah, that's where my dad lived.
Oh yeah. It's a huge factory town. They had a Delco Remy plant, Delco Electronics, that was huge. I mean, I don't know how many thousands of people it employed. Yeah, it's raining now. I ain't real sure if I get a hit. I'm even gonna get out of the truck right now. It may have to bounce around for a little bit.
Hay fever.
Oh, really, Jimmy? I'll have to look that up when I get home. Hey, Mr. Fish Fever Man, how are you? I know my son sent me a picture from outer space, a satellite picture or something, and you could see the cloud. Kentucky.
Yeah, it's right there on the Pennsylvania-Ohio line up near, not close to Cleveland, a little south of Cleveland.
That they signed off. I tell you right now, if a lawyer walked up on my property and I lived there, I'd pull my gun out and tell him he'd probably ought to get back in his car and get on down the road. There ain't no way I'd sign anything. Nothing. I tell him, yeah, I'll sign that when me and you are sitting across the table from each other and I got representation on my side. Because you could sign away rights to something that's a long-term effect. It's like when they developed the COVID vaccine, the government gave them immunity that 15, 20 years down the road now, if it starts to come out that it, is killing people and everything or causing some disease, well, the pharmaceutical companies can't be sued. They're not responsible.
That's one of the reasons why I never got that shot.
I had the one because I put grandma in the nursing home, and to be able to see her, I had to get it. And I got one, the Johnson and Johnson, and that I got it once, and I wasn't. I told him, I said, I ain't getting no more. I ain't touching no more. No reason I'm doing this is so my grandma, I could go see her.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
friend. Thank you, brother.
Chunky.
Yeah, it is a wonderful day to be fishing in the state of Indiana. But then again, it's February, and in a typical winter, I'd be sitting in a snowstorm right now.
We're on that. They said we're gonna get snow here Friday, but it's
Really?
just gonna be lake effect snow.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't need no snow. I'm done. As far as I'm concerned, winter can be over.
Only
I'm
time I
wa-
want to see snow is on Christmas, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. It can go away after that.
Yep. There's a stream of water running down the ramp into the lake. Boy, I hate my reel sitting out there getting all wet. I have to clean it up when I get home. Oh man, I might have to go to the doctor and get some muscle relaxers or something. That muscle between my shoulder blades is so tight. I couldn't even sleep last night. It hurt so bad. Gotta be stress, I reckon. Boy, you're right, man. That they got to be as confused as we are, don't they?
This
I don't
weather.
even. I, I don't even think this lake had froze this year any at all. And if it did, I know it didn't freeze all the way across and not solid enough to walk on.
You know, Hoover was froze a couple weeks ago, but it was just a thin layer. It's probably already melted off by now.
Yeah, I don't know what the water temperature would be here. But I mean, I'm sure it's not 40 degrees or nothing, I wouldn't imagine.
He's 22 years old. The rest of the experience.
I'm almost 60. I think I turned 58 or 9 the 8th of February.
No wonder why you and Curtis get along so well.
Yep, I think I'm 59, I reckon. 64, so I don't
What
really
is
pay much
today's date?
I don't pay much attention to that. The only thing I really paid attention to is age. Is I know after I hit about 35, 38 years old, racing dirt bikes got a whole lot harder and hurt a lot more when I fell down. So I had to slow my race pace down dramatically to the point I wouldn't even call what I was doing racing anymore. I was just out there riding. Where you at, Fishing Fever? It was 56 when I left the house a couple hours ago. Let's see. 57 now it says. I'd have to question that. Mm, damn it. I don't know why I leaned my seat back. What the heck's wrong with me? I have so much better. I'm sitting here all up straight and everything.
What is today's date?
16th maybe. I think it's the 16th.
You know, Curtis's birthday is the 18th.
My brother's was the 4th, mine's the 8th, and my mom's was the 12th.
My dad's is the 31st of January, and mine's the 31st of July.
It looks like it's lightening up a little bit up there behind me, so it may quit raining here later. About an hour. Boy, I'd love to see the sun.
Yeah. Weatherman today was saying we don't want to see the sun today. It'll make the storms but badder later.
Yep, yep. No, it was sunny this morning for about an hour.
Probably what we're getting now. It's not sunny, it's partly cloudy. And it was pouring this morning.
Now, it was raining here about 5 o'clock this morning.
I think it was 72 yesterday. Today's, I think, 58. The high, and tomorrow, I think, it's only, I don't know.
Yep, I think we're going to see an end of the rain here before long.
I know Ryan Hall's been on since 12:30, I think.
Do what?
I said, I know Ryan Hall came on at 12:30.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, 'cause that's what I was listening to.
Yeah, it is starting to slow up and it's lightening up a little bit.
I can see them.
All right, Finn, I appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, sometimes you just got to wait the rain out.
You never know.
Got to get out and get my 2 liter of Mountain Dew. I forgot it's in the back. Dagnabbit. There's a river running down this boat ramp. See you, Fever Man. Thank you. Yep, I will stay safe. You can count on that. Mountain Dew, nectar of the gods. Oh yeah, it's getting bright. Heck, we may even see the sun. It quits raining. I may go out there and change my bait. I think it's about quit. We ain't gonna get in no hurry though. Read some combos and think about it. Nope, Chris, nothing. It's just now stopped raining. It's raining pretty hard here for about 30 minutes. I know that wind's picked up a lot.
You know, the first part of the rain they said was a warm front, and then the second part's a cold front.
Yeah, yeah, because they said it was going to drop. I'll be watching the temperature. I may cruise over at the other boat ramp here directly. So I seen that rod tip moving, and I was like, oh, wait. And I looked up, and the trees, the leaves above it are moving group. I'm like, oh, okay. Yep, it's real bright back that way. Cool. It's getting so bright I may have to put sunglasses on. Golly, I think the sun's starting to come out. Heck yeah. Have another combo and see what happens. Oh boy, that wind came up a lot. Dang, I'm wondering if I go over on the other boat ramp, other side of the lake, it'll be out of the wind again. Since the place I wanted to go had a do not enter sign.
Did you check your fishing license?
Nope. I'm pretty sure I checked it a month or so ago. I'm pretty sure it's the 31st of March.
I think mine expired.
If not, that's a good find right there.
Mine don't expire until 14. That Curtis is the same as mine. Hey, Tom.
Hey, Tom, how are you, buddy?
Tom, did you make up your mind if you were going to Cant or not?
Come on, sunshine. Yep, I reckon I ought to reel in and freshen up my bait since it ain't raining no more. I'll be back.
All right. Oh, okay, Tom. Make sure you put one of them Aaron stickers back for me, catfish regulator. I think I got one of his. I know I told Art what hotel we were staying at. I don't know if he booked one there or not, but I knew Zach was supposed to book at that hotel, and It was booked. It was already booked up. I ain't rich. I can't stay at that fancy hotel. $200 a night. Forget that. Oh, ours is north of it, but you gotta go all the way around, so it's 7 minutes. But you can also get this order the shuttle come pick you up. That way you got to pay for parking.
Come on now, don't be that guy. There, much better. There's a fish out there to be had, I'm thinking. And if there is, it's not.
Yeah, it was windy yesterday. At least it was warm. Like we had 20-mile-an-hour wind yesterday, sustained. Come on, man. No, no, Danny. In the turn lane, Danny. Move back to the warehouse. You truck. Whose live are you guys going live on Saturday, Danny?
Y'all see me about fall on the pier?
Looking at chat, so I didn't get to see it.
Good. It was close. Did Eric just get passed by? Was coming back from dirt bike races one time, me and my oldest boy, and it's Sunday evening, afternoon. I spanked from racing, and we're cruising up Highway 1, and I'm running speed limit 55 mile an hour. It's a 2-lane highway. I get passed by an old man and an old lady. I'm just cruising along, and I look over, and my son's just sitting there looking at me. I'm like, what? He's like, dude, you just got passed by grandma and grandpa. I said, yeah, but I ain't in a hurry to get nowhere.
Yeah.
I was too tired to drive fast. My brain was wore out, and my body was beat up, especially spring races, because they'd always be muddy. And 2.5 hours racing in the mud ain't no fun.
No, you can't speed in these. They got GPS trackers in every one of them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't speed anyway. I've always been that way.
Well, if you speed and they give you a point system.
Yeah.
If you I think it's 90. If you get under 90 in your points, you won't get your monthly bonus, which is
Oh, yeah.
$181.
I'd never speed.
Yeah, I don't either.
But the best part about not speeding for me is, or driving slow, whenever we'd take off for, maybe to Georgia or somewhere racing, a group of us, I never had to drive because it pissed them all off because I drove so slow. So they'd always just tell me, man, just sit in the back. You ain't driving. I'd always volunteer, and they'd be like, no, we'd like to get there before Tuesday. I went to Florida one time by myself, raced 2 nationals in 1 week, and I left like on Wednesday morning or something. The race wasn't until Sunday. But in all them years going back and forth Florida, you always see the signs, see the world's largest alligator, blah, 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 all them tourist trap places. Well, all my life, I'd never stopped at any of them. And I decided on the way down there, because I was by myself and wasn't going to bother no one, I stopped at every one of them. I got to tickled with myself. Because what normally takes somebody maybe 19 hours took me 2.5 days to get there. And I still ain't never, I don't get the boiled peanut thing. I don't know. I just don't understand it. It ain't for me, I guess. But all down through there, everywhere you stop, boiled peanuts, boiled peanuts. I mean, I bought some, don't get me wrong, but they were just soggy. Yep, I'm with you, LG. I'm telling you, dude, I think I turned 50. and I decided I was never going to hurry again. And I adapted the philosophy that I got nowhere to be in the rest of my life to get there, so I ain't in no hurry. You know, you get 50, 55, you start counting how many summers you got left that you're going to be healthy enough to do stuff. You know what I mean? Do stuff you want to do. And if I got 20 left right now, I'd be lucky. That gets me up at about 80, you know. So if it wasn't for dad, I'd be making the most out of all these summers. I wouldn't be home any weekends.
About.
And I have to laugh too because I'm not ever in a rush to get anywhere and I don't drive fast, but I'm also never late. That's one of my pet peeves. I can't stand to be late nowhere.
Yeah, not all of us speed. Got lead foot like Danny.
Yeah. Yeah, Danny Stone drive fast. I'd probably have to put my blinders on if I rode with him.
No doubt. Be grabbing that handle on the side of the door
You ain't lying. Pushing your foot against the floorboard.
like the brake's gonna work.
Yep. Yep.
Just in the second to last getting back.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't care. I ain't in no hurry. You get paid by the
Exactly.
hour.
Oh yeah, yeah. I definitely wouldn't be in no hurry to get back then. I mean, I'm sure there's a limit you can only push it to, you know. I mean, I'm sure that's the case, but I'm like you. I wouldn't be in no hurry to get there.
Nope, I won't be in a hurry to leave either. I'll sit in there and bullcrap for a while.
Yep, that's how I used to do. Sometimes I miss having a regular job. Sit around in the morning and BS, you know, having a cup of coffee and stuff like that.
Yeah, we got two drivers that it's their last week. They're quitting on us.
Oh, really?
Yep, so we're gonna be short two drivers.
You're gonna get some overtime then, ain't you?
No, ain't on my route.
See, I loved overtime. When I was young, I took all the overtime I could get.
Got that right.
And especially, I was lucky. I worked in the cable industry. I was a system technician, you know, main line guy. And back then, they were rebuilding cable with fiber optics because it had just come out. Probably, I'd been there about 5 years when the fiber optic technology was developed. And when they were rebuilding all the systems and stuff, man, dude, I averaged 300 hours a year overtime. That was the least I had in 5 years, 300. One year I had 427 hours overtime.
And then the more overtime you get on the week, the more PTO time you get too.
Well, they didn't have PTO back then. That's a made up thing. We had
Hey, I love it.
vacations. We had vacations. I think I was there about 15 years, and when I left, I had 5 weeks of vacation and a week of personal time.
I'll be right back. All my crap put in my truck.
Heck, Danny, I don't mind if somebody drives fast if they're used to it. You know what I mean? Because there's just some people that's how they are. They just drive that way. And you know they've been doing it forever, so I don't really worry about it. I tease, but it's like, you know, they've been doing this forever. They're just like my grandpa, when we go down Kentucky, he'd drive them curvy hills. Man, he used to scare me to death, you know, but he grew up driving on them. Yep. Boy, it'd sure be something to see that pole go down one time. I wouldn't know how to act. I'd be dumbfounded, actually. All right, man. Thank you, sir. Glad you stopped in, Angler 2058. Good to see you. Hope the weather's better where you're at than it is here. But I probably shouldn't complain because it is February in Indiana, and that rain we just had would have made for one heck of a snowstorm. So I probably best hush my mouth about, being cold and all. I swear them two geese are lost. They've been flying back and forth for an hour. That my thing says it's 57, but I ain't real sure it's that warm. But yeah, here it just quit raining. It rained hard for about 35 minutes. And to be honest with you, I came out here knowing that I probably ain't gonna catch no fish, but I just needed to get away for a while. And I'll probably sit out here till dark or so. I mean, I may even get ambitious enough to reel in and drive over to the other boat ramp on the other side of the lake and fish some. You never know. For one, I don't know anything about catfishing in the wintertime. I've never done it before. So I don't know where I'm sure if the sun was out, maybe they'd come up in the shallows, just to get warm or whatever. But this time of year, I ain't got a clue where they'd be. Mm. Oh, I forgot. I got some Motrin. That might help my pain a little bit. Come think of it. Yep, it looks like I ran out of Motrin and replaced it with ibuprofen in the Motrin bottle, but 6 of one, half dozen the other. Phew, my hands smell like skipjack. Eat some combos. Woo. See you, Dan.
Thank Danny. Yeah, I'm gonna down off here so I can go in here and clock out.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to call today on this live too. I got some reading I want to do.
All right, brother. Like I said, just hit me up, man.
I will. We'll go fishing.
Well, not only that, I'm talking about CatCon.
Oh yeah. I'll get with you on that. See what the next week. When is it? Weekend after next?
Yeah, not this weekend, but the weekend after.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, cool. I'll get with you.
All right. Later,
Yeah.
bud.
In fact, guys, I think I'll end this. I appreciate everybody. Y'all have a safe day. And if by some remote chance I catch a fish, I'll videotape it for y'all. See you later.